Commissioners, item number 18 is an application for a certificate of appropriateness, Borough of Manhattan, 767 St. Nicholas Avenue, located within the Hamilton Heights Sugar Hill Historic District. Docket number 15-1294, block 2063, lot 33. A classical revival style row house designed by Frederick P. Dinkelberg and built in 1894-95. Application is to reconstruct the stoop and construct rear yard and rooftop additions.
Oh, okay, this letter support.
Good afternoon, Carol Stone of Landmark staff. 767 St. Nicholas Avenue is located on the west side of the street, mid-block between West 149th Street to the north and West 148th Street to the south. Application is to reconstruct the missing stoop and areaway, as well as construct a rear yard addition within the footprint of the existing L and a two-story rooftop addition on the main portion of the building. The architect is here to
Good afternoon, my name is Alessandro Cimini from HSC Architect. Here we have Javier Martinez, the owner of the building, and we've been working 767 San Nicolas. Thanks a lot for the opportunity to give us to introduce the project. Very peculiar building, all the blocks in reality built in 1894, 1895 by Dinkelberg, and the developer was Broadbent. So very interesting because we really have a 10-story row house all attached together that define all the block. We approach in two different ways. Starting the building, we have like really full conservation for the front facade of the building. In fact, we not only we do the like as a front facade, the proposed reconstruction, the stoop. We also we put back the original curved double lung window with the curved glass. Really to try to bring back the original design of was the building. We are working on so that's the other for the front of the building. Second approach is on the back of the building where we studied the different tree block and design idea. We saw there was like a particular situation that we try to work also in relation to the constraint that the building department is giving to us in terms of transforming the building as a multi-family house. We have to do a step bulkhead that go up to the roof. So we work and we will show to you what we have done. This is the, as you see, the front facade. We have like as right now, you have right here, as you see, you get inside right here. This is the two build, the 765, 767, that's our building. So in the new proposal, we wanted to rebuild like the entry stoop, and as you see from the original photo, there was an original stoop like on the building, like, and then during the 1920, around the 1930, was turned down the stoop probably from the MTA work of the subway is running exactly down. So in the originals, we want to bring back the original stoop, so we look for all the design, the original design, also precedent around the block. This is like around 148, exactly in the corner. This is 137, so we saw less or more what was the original design. So we wanted to redesign that. This is the details to show the new stoop in precast stone. And when we did the survey of the building, we found that the original foundation of the stoop are over there. So we really sit down, the dimension of the stoop is going to be pretty much the same of the original stoop. We have a little bit problem right here is due to the fact that the vault of the subway, we are working with MTA to overlap the survey they have with the survey that we done with the utility. So really the vault of the subway is right here. So, but less or more that's and they really attach the subway to the original foundation of the stoop that we have. So, but we try to design also that the stoop has that the original character to have the arch support to open when you go on top of the thread as originally was. And also the material is we wanted to do in precast stone, the finishing brownstone to match the two original floor of the building as it is right now. Then we went to study more the rooftop addition, as Mr. said, also the enlargement to the third floor. We done like the surline study, and particular, as you see from the mock-up picture that we have right here, in reality all the addition are visible only from, not from St. Nicholas Place and not from St. Nicholas St. Nicholas Place, St. Nicholas Avenue, St. Nicholas Place, but only from 148 right here and 149, sorry, right here, 148 through the backyard of the two buildings right in the corner. As you see, this is the same picture taken from St. Nicholas Place from a regular view. This is the zoom eye, so it's not visible at all our stair bulkhead and the roof addition that we have. On the other side, this is from 149. You see the same picture taken from a different view, from in reality from a regular view, from the zoom view with the lens of the camera. You see the orange net right here, the addition that we are putting on top of the roof. This one is the rear addition on top of the third floor roof. This is the picture of the mock-up that we built. The building in reality is stop right here. The section of the scaffolding is 6'6", so but the top of the edge is this building. This is also the picture on the backyard, and here you can see the rear enlargement on the third floor extension. Studying the building was at the block, all the block, we had to do three-dimensional, also block view drawings, because it's very peculiar how all the block was designed. There are now, right now, this is the 3D view from the St. Nicholas, this is instead of from the rear. As you see right now, the building was all the building right here, they are like 4-story of a basement. The peculiarity of this design that did like a Dinkelbed as right now as a new code, all the 4-story in reality are more than 45% of the existing roof. So when you convert a multi-dwelling, we have a discussion with the building department, you have to do the stair bulkhead going up that roof line. So this is one of the constraints that we have in terms of work with also with the building department. And the other thing is this building is addition to our building is 765, and they have a rear addition that was built around 2000 probably according to our record. The interesting thing that we noticed that the party wall between our building and the building, this one is really the center line of the block, all the 10 buildings attached. So from this analysis we start to draw, and we came out essentially with this with this final design that you see then later on, that you're going to see that in the third floor, in reality, our intention was to recreate a symmetry in all the block. You see, you have all the two-story over basement, but this one that was already built created third story. So having a third floor arrangement right here, recreate the symmetry exactly in all the block in the back. So as right now was out of balance. And the way that we propose to rebuild this third floor is exactly to use a reclaimed brick that matches exactly the existing brick that you have. So it doesn't look that almost that enlargement was always there. There was never like was never built. And for the rooftop addition right here, starting with the, I can go a little bit. So you see right here we design all the front elevation just to understand how was working the building. And at this one right here is the back elevation of the building. So from right here we see that having the constraint of the building department that we have to go up as a two-story with the stair bulkhead, above is the roof, the fourth floor roof. According to that, we have like a first addition on top of the roof that is set back 3 feet and lower down, in the way that the first addition is aligned with the fourth floor of all the building over the row. Then we have the roof, the stair bulkhead go up, and then we have like the second addition right here that is match essentially the stair bulkhead that take all the width of the building. The idea also is that we can see in the materials You see the brick enlargement right here. This one is more about, I'll come back right here. It's going to be final design like that. That's what we propose. The idea is because we use like also to extend the chimney. By code we have to do because they are chimney, they are belong to all the brownstone attached to us. Is well, because we look at the when we look in the sorry we look in the overall scenario of the back facade is working no more as a block that you have in the front. Is working more as an alternate texture surface between like brick, stucco, and cement. Same building have, for example, have like a stucco. And then when this one is one building as a stucco, as a brick, same right here we have like a stucco brick. So it really has that kind of alternative surface. In order also to treat this, the last addition that we have, the rooftop addition, that this one has more a surface. The idea was to bring up like the chimney as a brick, as a reclaimed brick, in order that you close the volume of the rooftop addition and treat more as a surface. It doesn't pronounce it as a volume. As you see for here, like this was the picture taken as an existing condition. This is the mock-up that you see right here. And right here we did like the rendering. For the image you see right here, you have the third the enlargement in brick, exactly take the same brick and going up. That is matched the same height of the third floor addition that was done in 2000, close to us. And right here you see the stucco cement of the, we are using particular stucco cement is in Italy, from Italy by the way. It's called, and MyPay use like for conservation they use a polished concrete stucco that is when you look like almost precast concrete. So that give more stability to the facade. It doesn't look a cheap stucco essentially that you have to replace and maintain it all the time.
With your enlargement, is the top of your building the same height or shorter or taller than the two buildings at the corner?
No, if you see right here,
Yeah.
this one actually a little bit taller on the corner.
Is it?
Yeah, it's right here. That's the roof line. It's coming a little bit above the roof. The existing roof, we are going up only 7 foot 6 inch because we are really all these two floor. In order to have this alignment that you see of this first addition with the roof, we have to sink all the two additions down almost 2 feet in order to go up over the alignment. Because we didn't want to, really we took this as a kind of our internal load. We didn't go over that the roof line over there. So we work with that constraint. So we readdress more the floor inside. You see also in the section, if I go right here, probably it's the last page and it's more clear for everybody probably. Here you go, this is the section. You see here, this is the existing roof.
Yeah.
So what we done here, and this right here is the parapet, the existing parapet roof line that you have. We take all this one and we go down 2 feet in order that when you bring this line right here, you have like almost from here to here 7 feet. We done also this modification because right here in the front we're going to put the HVAC air condition. You're not going to look from the San Nicolas Place or San Nicolas steps.
So the enlargement can only be viewed from
148 to 149 to the backyard.
to the backyards, but not at all along St.
San
Nicholas.
Nicolas Avenue and San Nicolas Place.
Okay.
And the last things that we did, like you can see right here, in the backyard, it's interesting because when, I don't know if Dinkelberg, when they designed, they cut the ground with the terrain, really, to put all the 10 blocks in the same line when you look, really, they excavate all the terrain in the way that the backyard, they are almost on the same level, the one in front, the two in the back are higher level, plus you see right here, there is a retaining wall, there's a retaining wall in the back, all the brownstone they are in the back, they are 8 feet. The ground is 8 feet above the ground right here. Really, they cut the ground and they insert all the blocks together inside. So it was very interesting the design. The issue that they have that, as you see, the original window right now, the existing window in the backyard, they are, with the years, they raise the backyard level, so in reality the sill and the window are much below of the what was the original level of the backyard. So in our another point was to lower down the backyard level to probably a little bit lower than was the original one, but to recreate like an you know, the more in a landscape area. And you know, we designed the landscape. Of course, is imply more a retaining wall in concrete around, but you can see right here the window is almost, the sill is almost right here inside. Instead, is partially covered by the existing condition of the backyard.
So how much would it come down from
We
where
come
it's?
down 2'6" because we keep the slope of the ground coming like that. But also, as you see right here, you see this one right here. This one, and you see the picture, you see right here, this is the picture. This is an existing retaining wall. All the ground, it's 8 feet above. So in reality, this excavation is not visible from any point, and not only from the 148, 140 street, and not even from the brownstone they are back to us, because they are 8 feet above us.
Right, but from the sides, are you proposing retaining walls on the sides?
No, because the side we keep this fence right here, and this one wall right here. In reality, that is owns to the other building. They are stay exactly the same. The retaining wall we build within our property, not inside the property. So we take the property line and we build inside. We cannot touch the wall of the adjacent property or the fence of the other people. So we are built from their side. They don't see nothing because this one is already 6 feet of CMU wall. And this one is the fence right here, so we need to build everything inside our property. We cannot touch that. So that's mainly the. You see right here in 3D, you see the retaining wall. So even from the side, this side right here, on the right, he has like a view only partially, probably 20 feet, because right here is the ground. There is really an old masonry wall, that retaining wall. Right. This
Right,
one.
but the image on the drawing to the left of that, is that, what is it showing on, is that, no, the left one,
This one.
yeah.
Yeah, this is essentially this show that this is an existing condition 3D.
Oh,
This
existing
is
So they're
an
just sinking it.
excavation.
The wall, okay.
Yeah, that's an excavation. There is this wall around that is 8 feet, so the property right here they cannot see really because already have the retaining wall over there.
Right, so you're not increasing the height of the retaining wall, you're just,
No, the retaining
Just-
wall is stay.
Yeah, we're just lowering it. You're lowering.
Exactly.
Okay.
Retaining wall is that retaining wall we cannot touch.
Okay.
At all. So we need to have actually the detail, but when the detail of the concrete go around has to be more a ratio of 3:1 in order to don't do an underpinning, but to do a step foundation to hold the wall.
questions? Any questions? Thank you, we may have questions after testimony. Are there people here to speak on this item? Any speakers? All right, there are no speakers. We did get a recommendation from Community Board 9 that voted unanimously in favor of the proposed renovations. Let me just see if there's anything. Okay, and they note that additions are also proposed to the rear of the building. Designs for the proposed bulkhead show that it will not be visible from sight lines around the building. And we also received a letter from Joel Mentor, maybe a resident of the neighborhood, who is in support of the proposal. All right, comments and issues or concerns? Yes, Brett?
I thought initially this may be too high, but I don't think so. After listening and carefully looking at the conditions, I think in the rear, the addition that's being sought for the extension is mitigated by the fact that the neighbor already has an extension. So you're seeing that new addition in a way that doesn't block out any sky. So it's, and you see it from about 100 feet away or something from the edge of the backyard. So you see it for only a few feet as you're walking along the side streets in any event. And then you also see just a fraction of the top addition, barely different from what you see today. So all in all, I thought, although again at first I thought it was too much on the top, I really don't think it is. And of course, critically important and most important is the fact that you don't see it over the primary facade at all. So I think it's good and very clever, and the way you've nestled it in there to lower the apparent height. Often something that's not done by an applicant, we ask you to think about it and come back doing it. You've already done that, nestling it further down into the building. So I can support it as it is.
All right, other comments? I have very similar feelings to Fred. I think that my initial response was, are they going one level too high? And I think in this presentation, I feel more comfortable with this for, I think, two reasons. One is that the height in and of itself is not a departure from heights of buildings, because there's other five-story buildings. I think the fact that you cannot see the enlargement from St. Nicholas is very important, because that's where you see the very, very intact cornice line, and I don't think we want to see anything disturbing that. I think from the rear, even though it's visible both from, I think, 148th and 149th Streets, I think that because there's an angle and you see these buildings kind of staggered, you have sort of multiple planes that are juxtaposed against each other. So somewhere I think that works in its favor, because you see whatever the enlargement is against some of these different planes. And I think that would mitigate these, but I don't know, it definitely offsets what otherwise may come across as a very stark additional floor. But I think it sort of works largely because of the existing sort of rhythm of the backyard, the rear yards. Yes?
I generally agree. My only concern that, for me, would make it hard for me to accept it would be the fourth floor extension's proximity to the rear, which is very visible from the two side streets, and which does, for me, break that line that we generally do try to keep, and especially on a block like this that is relatively unmodified. And looking at the donut space, which we often do, I think that the addition to the tailpiece is fine. I think the two-story addition, because it's deeply set back, or would be deeply set back, is fine. I just feel that that little extra box, that one-story box on top, should go.
Should go all together?
Well, I think we cut back so that it's kind of the same plane as the two-story, or maybe step it back some more, just so that you get that sense of the uninterrupted line of this really remarkable intact row.
Yeah.
Right. The only thing I would say that we have in the past, and it doesn't mean it has to be held everywhere, but I think we've definitely wanted to see a demarcation, and I think in the past the Commissioner has asked for at least a 3 feet setback.
That's true, but that was generally in the case of one-story additions. And I think I think it's kind of I think that the fact that the block is deep and angled, like you say, for me, makes it okay to do a two-story located more or less at the center. But I think that the proximity of that extension to that facade, even though normally it would conform with what we do, for me in this case, I'm not comfortable with it.
Right, but I think my question is that, is there a way to address it by giving a sufficient setback, but not asking them to set it back altogether? Which, I think the point is that you want to make sure that line is defined.
Yeah. Sure, I think right now it feels like it's kind of a token. It's like a couple of feet, 3 feet back. I would say more. I'm not sure what the number is. Maybe they could work with staff on it.
Okay.
Just strikes me that volume and the way you read that down the block is really nice.
All right, other comments?
Yeah, I think I have to agree. I mean, I keep looking at the historic photograph, and then at the relatively more contemporary photographs, and there hasn't been change, and there's, I mean, it just seems that the block is so monolithic. It has these two bookends, and it just does not. it just doesn't make sense to me to have one of the structures, one of the buildings, whether it's in the middle or almost in the middle, have this additional roof piece. I feel differently about the backyard. Yeah, it's just, I mean, unless it's a kind of a master plan for, you know, the entire block that says that the centers of all of them ultimately, in order to conform with the entire piece, has this additional height.
Right, but I think, I agree, I understand what you're saying. Why is it this building? Should it be all buildings? Does this mean other buildings would come? The only point I would make is that since that story which you're talking about, which could go, doesn't really take away from the views around St. Nicholas, so it becomes kind of almost theoretical because it's not visible. So then the question is that, well, do we think that that additional floor at the rear has an issue? So I would, you know, I don't know, it just seems that to address your concern, I'm not sure if it necessarily has to come down, but I understand. Other comments or concerns? All right, so who is okay with it as is? Let me just sign you, me.
That could be, yeah.
Okay. Michael, are you okay with it as is? Yes. Okay, so I think, all right. So in which case, we can close the hearing, and we can move to resolution, and...
Can I make one
yes,
comment?
of course, please.
It's late in the afternoon, a little levity. I think we should always refer to stucco in the future as stucco, and we're going to like it better.
Right on.
Pass that along
I know
to
stucco
Marjorie.
sounds like a much more rich material.
This is the Venetian stucco.
This is the Venetian stucco.
The way I explained. Oh, okay.
All right. Could I ask, Fred, do you want to read that?
Sure. Where are we in the stucco?
Okay.
Here we go. In the matter of 767 St. Nicholas Avenue in the Hamilton Heights / Sugar Hill Historic District, the application is to reconstruct the stoop and construct rear yard and rooftop additions. I recommend approval, noting that the construction of the stoop and the areaway will retain historic features that were removed prior to the designation when the street was widened, that the simplified details and proportions of the cast stone stoop and areaway will harmonize with the narrow sidewalk and enable the restoration and use of the parlor-level entrance door, that the simple details and clean lines of the proposed metalwork will harmonize with the existing metalwork found within the row, that the proposed rooftop addition will not be visible over the primary facade, that the rear of the rooftop addition will be set back from the rear facade and will not eliminate the sense of the building's original volume, that the polished gray concrete finish of the rooftop addition will be consistent with the color palette of the materials found on rooftop accretions, that although visible from the rear, the proposed rear yard addition will match the height and massing of the adjacent L of the neighboring row house and will blend into the rhythm of the existing rear yard Ls within the row, and that the brick masonry and fenestration pattern will harmonize with the existing rear facades within the row.
Okay, second, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay. This application's been approved.
Commissioners, before we move to the next item, I just want to read